necessarily need to be in person. And if you can keep it simple and your clients can have actionable steps and see the success because they're actually doing it instead of overcomplicating it with too much information at one time, they're going to see results. I mean, we had clients lose 20 plus pounds during our shutdown with COVID.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. This is Eric LeClaire over at Push Press, and we're continuing our In the Trenches series with episode 33. And for the most part, our leadership discussions have always been with gym owners and coaches or fitness business entrepreneurs. And we've classically stayed in the trenches with strength coaches and weightlifting coaches, gym owners, personal trainers. And I'm super excited. And we were just talking earlier that we've got our first nutrition expert on today. And it's someone who I've got a chance to watch kind of grow up and produce and provide a tremendous amount of value when her company was in its infancy. And as it's moved through, it's had a chance to really touch a lot of gym owners and provide the opportunity and the education to move out and, of course, improve their client's life. And, of course, you know, when we talk business standpoint, provide a fantastic revenue opportunity. But for those that don't happen to know Healthy Steps Nutrition and Nicole Aucoin, thank you so much for your time today. I'm really happy that you're here, and I would love for you to share with our audience just a little bit about yourself.
Awesome. Well, Eric, thanks so much for having me. Everything that you guys do is absolutely amazing. We're so excited to be working with you guys. You know, my name, as you mentioned, is Nicole Aucoin. I am a registered dietitian and a gym owner, and I started out as a nutrition business first, which is probably something different than most gym owners, right? They start off as a fitness business thinking all about fitness and then realize, maybe nutrition is something that we need to be talking about. And we started the opposite way, although my nutrition company was inside of a gym at the beginning. So did nutrition, did personal training, and eventually my husband and I opened up a gym around the same time that we started HSN mentoring. So we started HSN mentoring at the end of 2014-15 timeframe, and essentially started because a gym reached out to us and said, "Hey, I love everything that you're doing. I want to replicate it myself at your gym." And I was like, "No, that's not possible. I went to school for 6 years to be a dietitian. I'm not going to be able to teach you everything like I had this magic sauce." And then I started thinking, well, if I systemize everything so she couldn't screw it up, then this should work fine. And that essentially really hit home with a lot of gym owners when they found out, because so many gyms have realized that nutrition is the missing piece of the puzzle in their business. And if they really want to help clients achieve their goals, they need to be talking about nutrition really at the start. And that's turned into
100%. I mean, we got a chance to speak earlier, and I thought to myself, like, man, I wish I knew you. I wish your services were around. I would have loved to implement this. I think for most folks, the fear of the nutrition piece was twofold, like you said. Can you share with me again what you said, the two reasons why folks are either nervous or aren't interested in starting a program?
So I do all the free calls with gym owners. So to get signed up with HSN mentoring, you have to talk to me, which is really awesome because I want to see, like, are you a good fit? Or are you not? Like, we have a service, we have an offering, but it's not going to be the best for everyone. And I want to make sure that it's a good fit. So the main reason that the main thing I hear back from people is they run nutrition challenges, but their program stops after a nutrition challenge, or it's informal. I'm sorry?
They're just a short, like a 30-day challenge or a 5-week challenge or something.
Exactly. So they'll do a nutrition challenge, or they have informal conversations with their members and the nutrition program stops after that. And I ask them why, like, tell me more. What's causing this to stop? And essentially they tell me, I don't feel comfortable talking about nutrition beyond what worked well for me. I'm not the expert in that area, and I don't want to pretend to be. And so many gym owners open up a gym because they're really passionate about fitness and they know that they can help people get fitter with fitness. And that's absolutely the case. But we know that you can't out-exercise a bad diet. So when your clients don't see good results, they're going to turn to an option to get them better results. And I had a gym owner that I was talking to last week, and she said, what finally pushed me to sign up with you guys is my third gym member decided to pause his membership because he was getting better results with an online nutrition company. I'm like, man, I hate to see that happen, because you can offer both solutions. And especially now in a virtual realm, when people might not feel comfortable coming back to the gym, you can offer virtual nutrition coaching, help them until they do feel comfortable coming to the gym.
Right. Totally agree.
So when we were talking about, okay, what are the two reasons? One, I think they don't feel comfortable, right? Like it's not their expertise. And the other one is gym owners are overworked and they're wearing so many different hats. And the idea of adding another program and starting it from scratch is really overwhelming. And they just don't feel comfortable doing it, and they don't have the time. They're spread too thin.
Man, I can't imagine today. I mean, whether we're consulting with gyms or we're mentoring gyms or we're just even having conversation with gym owners, I can't imagine a conversation that doesn't include the vertical of nutrition consulting, nutrition services, nutrition like education. How did you decide that you personally were comfortable turning around and educating others? Talk me through a little bit of that, like interpersonal growth.
It's been a process. And I would say the program that I started in 2012, when I opened up Healthy Steps Nutrition, I worked in a private practice for years before that, from 2005 to 2012. So I worked in private practice for a long time. I was trained by someone in addition to going to school. When I had that first gym sign up, we went back and forth so many times just to figure out. I had her practice on me. I was writing down a SOP. So it was like written out exactly what I wanted her to do. All the resources that she was giving to clients were written by me. So it clearly stated on there, hey, this program is written by a dietitian. I didn't come up with this overnight. So that was one piece of the puzzle. And then it turned into, okay, when more and more gyms decided, or when they heard about us and they wanted to sign up, it turned into, okay, we need to create a training course. And the first iteration of the training course, we're about to release version 6 now. So we try to update at least once a year. It talked about nutrition coaching and the business side a little bit, and challenges and how to like manage everyone. And then we ended up adding the HSN app so that there was one streamlined platform to manage all of your clients, and that there was a way to provide education and professional resources to clients between those in-person visits. Because we know nutrition coaching isn't like coming to the gym for an hour. Nutrition happens 23 hours a day.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
So you need to be able to offer your clients support beyond just that in-person consult once a month. And the app was the way that we could do that. And people can check off habits every day, and they get streaks, and it kind of gamifies the whole process. So it keeps them engaged, right?
Right. Huge. I mean, engagement is probably one of the most overlooked element of the training process. Even if we're talking the physical side or the nutrition side, you could have the best package, and if you just hand it to the client and then never ever connect or consult or follow up or keep them engaged, it's gone. They're gone.
There are so many mistakes that I made, and I think that's one of the reasons why the program has grown and evolved. And we talked about this before we started the recording. But as a gym owner and as a dietitian and nutrition coach, like, I've tried everything. There wasn't a book when I opened up my private practice. Like, I started with one-time consults, and then I would try to sell someone another package. Like, on that one, it felt like I was selling them every time they come in.
Right.
And now it's, okay, you have a membership that includes nutrition coaching, and we don't have to have this sales conversation every time, because it's just part of your membership that includes nutrition coaching, whether it be with fitness or just nutrition. Right now, we have more and more nutrition-only clients signing up because COVID has opened people's eyes. They realize that they need to take control of their health, and they need to dial in their nutrition, and they need support. They can't do it by themselves.
Right. The accountability piece, I think, also goes, together with the engagement piece. People are looking to be led. And I mean, really one of the reasons why the topic of discussion around leadership has been so pivotal is that there are coaches out there that think it's a one-time shot thing where they could just do one sale, do one conversion, do one membership, and then their job is done. That's not best. You and I know that's not best practices as the gym owner. It's not best practices as a strength coach. or a personal trainer, and it's definitely not best practices with nutrition consultations. Like, this is a real person. You're walking through a very real service that's both physical, physiological, and emotional. How are you teaching, or how are you communicating to, like, now your staff or your coaches to solve or help solve for the empathy side of working with people around food?
We're actually doing a webinar on August 14th. I'm looking at the date right now, on increasing confidence as a nutrition coach. Because just because you start nutrition coaching or go through our course doesn't mean you're going to feel confident overnight. Yes, we give you all the tools. You could take your level 1, and does that mean that you're going to be super confident as a coach the day after you finish your level 1? Probably not. Like, you have to practice. You have to walk the walk. You have to still be coached yourself. So, you have to be flexible with your approach and constantly be on a quest to learn. And through our platform, we have educational webinars every single month. We have a director of nutrition education and mentors teaching nutrition coaches how to become more successful and give them more tools in their toolbox so that they feel confident as a nutrition coach. No matter what certification you go through for nutrition coaching, you still need ongoing support to help you, because there's going to be clients that you have that you're not going to know the answer to. And would you rather make something up, or would you rather say, hey, let me talk to the dietitians who wrote this program and get back to you? And that's the cool thing about our program, is there's a Facebook group. There's a bunch of posts every day in there, people asking questions. Most of the other nutrition coaches will comment back like, hey, this has worked well for me. And then our dietitians on our staff will go in and say, hey, this is the best practice here.
Right. I dig it. I totally dig it. Can you share, or if you're at liberty to share, can you share with our audience what your company looked like from, like, an organizational chart standpoint when you began, say when it's just you, or maybe you and your husband, and now what do you guys look like today as a company? Can you share those with us?
Yeah, absolutely. So at the beginning, it was kind of all Healthy Steps Nutrition, all under one umbrella. We had the HQ location, we had mentoring. I was the only nutrition coach at our HQ location. I was the only one writing content and doing the mentoring for the gyms. And that was a very fun time and crazy. And I got a ton of experience really quick, kind of thrown into the fire. And then I ended up, I bet around like 30 or 40 gyms. I was like, okay, I need to hire someone to come on board to help. And I hired Lindsay McDonald. She is absolutely amazing. She's now our chief of staff. Like, she runs the show. The program would not be where it is today without her. She trains all of the mentors to ensure a consistent experience, because as we started to grow, my biggest concern was I want the message to be implemented consistently between everyone. Right. So no matter who works with what gym owner, as we grow, like, there needs to be a consistent message. And I want it to be the same experience, whether a gym in Russia, who we had our first gym in Russia sign up a few months ago, runs the program, or your gym, it should be a very similar experience, whether it's in the same language or not. And that's what the mentor team has allowed us to do. Now we have 8 mentors. We have, it's a team of 20 people. And then we have a media team who comes down and does our events in person. They're actually coming down to Florida next week to our HQ location to set up a studio so that we can be producing more and more content. I'm all about giving free help. Like, if you've been following us from day one, we push out so much free help. And when gym owners are ready to take the next step and not reinvent the wheel, they can come on board, because we've already given them so much. But that's really my main role in the company. We have a director of nutrition education, another dietitian who's absolutely amazing. She moved from California actually to Florida to be at our HQ location, and we work really closely together. We have a couple graphic designers, client management people. Just it's a big team now for mentoring. And then our HQ team, we have 6 nutrition coaches, and our nutrition coaching staff is bigger than our gym fitness staff, just because we have a lot of nutritional clients.
That makes sense. No, it totally makes sense. So you have some great new news to share. I mean, you obviously have put literally and physically time in the trenches, developing systems, processes, onboarding, filtering, screening, sales, marketing, all of that hard work. You have a thriving brand that is your thriving business, but you just got accepted to be a preferred what? What are you excited to share?
Yes, this has been a goal for years. CrossFit Preferred Course. So
Yep.
we joined our friends at Precision Nutrition to be the only nutrition-focused CrossFit Preferred courses. So it's been really fun. We created a standalone nutrition coaching course for people that are just interested in nutrition coaching but not really sure what they want to do with it. They can go through there, and if they want the business support, they can carry on to mentoring.
Right on.
After we created this course, this course has been years in the making. I was like, you know what? Our mentoring clients need this course as well. So we are actually in the process of going through and revamping all of the nutrition coaching education because it's really good. I'm very proud of what our director of nutrition education did to build this course and all the work that has been put into it.
That's massive. That's a massive milestone, both professionally and then also for you. I mean, it's kind of like an opportunity for you to look back and say all the hard work, the trials, the struggles, the fall downs, the get backs up, even the interpersonal relationship work that have come in. You've probably had plenty of folks in your life that have provided a tremendous amount of learning and mentorship to you. But then also, I'm sure there's been some struggles. Now it's like you look back and go, all those were necessary for me to get to here. Would you agree?
1,000%. I think when people see a successful company, it's just like, oh man, that must be nice. And they don't really realize like all the late nights, family vacations that I missed, or, 4 a.m. mornings to get things in tears because I screwed up on something. And now I'm like, all right, we all are human. We make mistakes. Like, I'm glad to fix it. I'm really sorry. And, I started writing for the CrossFit Journal in 2016. And the goal was just to provide education for gym owners because nutrition is the missing piece of the puzzle in 90% of gyms. And
I'd say 85, 96. You're right. Yeah. Yep.
And that really gave us a platform to push out free content. And I ended up writing a book that I gave out at the CrossFit Games every year since it's been written. Kathy Glassman allowed us to give it out in the CrossFit Stuff area and then in the affiliate owners area, which was amazing, and spoke at the CrossFit Games. And I think from the first time I spoke at the CrossFit Games at the SME stage, I told Nicole Carroll, like, I want to really be the SME. So whatever it takes to get there, like, I'm willing to put in the work. And it's been a slow and steady process, but we have done it.
Congratulations. It's a fantastic story to look at. Like, you're a true representation, both yourself, your work ethic, obviously your character, and really your passion for what it is that you do. It's not just the gym owners that you help. I mean, if you follow the kind of the bouncing ball through the process, you're providing, first and foremost, you're providing employment for your staff. You've grown something from what was in your own head to your own brand. That brand in turn helps the gym owner. The gym owner in turn helps their coaches and their clients. And those clients actually can in turn help empower, educate, and change their family. I mean, you've got this huge spectrum of folks that you're helping. So you should be very proud of what you've done so far.
Thank you. It's been so much fun. I started the whole nutrition journey when I was really young. My mom was diagnosed with cancer and we completely changed our diet and our lifestyle. And I knew at that point, like, nutrition's really important. I just didn't know that it was a field. And I cheered in college and they sent us all to a dietitian. And she was like, you need to start eating more. You need to start eating better. Like, food is fuel. You can't just starve yourself to look a certain way. And not in those words, but essentially, like, we need to eat healthy and consistently. And, at that point it was like, okay, this is all I want to do. And I've been laser focused on really empowering people to take control of their health. And, people don't need a restrictive diet. They need a simple lifestyle change and they need someone to keep them accountable to. And if you look at the basis of healthy substance nutrition, it's a habit-based approach with support and accountability so that it's easy for people to do it.
You just hit all the nails on the head. Habits, accountability, and ease. If you can deliver those three things in one package, you win. You totally win. Hey, so as a business owner, let's dig into something real quick that might be a little sticky. If you were to look back, hindsight, of course, being 2020, and we dig into the phrase lessons learned, were there any missteps that you look back and you're just like, oh, I don't know if I'd do that again, or I would do something differently? Anything that you would think about in the past?
I think there are so many things that, you do something, you look back. I'm always about reflecting, like, how could I do better? Like, watch webinars, watch anything, and realize, all right, how can I better support the clients that we have? And you know what I've learned is that I need to get out of my own way sometimes. Like, the team that we've built is absolutely amazing. I am not the most organized person. I'm not. I get really excited with new things and I run with them. But I have a team that's very organized. So I think one of the things I needed to do for a while was get out of the way and let the people who I've put in places really run with what they're passionate about, and get things organized and tidied up so that it's a consistent experience for everyone in the program. And, I think there's so many things that you can learn. But I think getting out of my own way was one of the biggest things. And I'm a big believer with giving someone one thing, seeing how they react, and, building that relationship. All the full-time people, the director of nutrition education, our chief of staff, everyone that's come on board has started with just one project. Let's see how you work. Let's see how we work together. And then let's add another thing and another thing. And eventually it becomes a full-time position. And we do what I personally do with every single person on our team is I meet with each and every mentor individually and everyone on the team, just to hear how things are going and see what can we do better. What obstacles are you seeing that I'm not seeing? I'm not talking to every gym anymore. So, like, what can we do better to improve
Makes sense.
your experience and our experience? And I love, those are my favorite thing, because I learn something new every single time. All of our team is amazing. Same thing with push press. All of your team is amazing. You probably all have so many ideas. So, like, let's let you run with them and let me sit back.
Yeah, I dig it. Well, how about in the opposite? So instead of looking backwards, thinking about lessons learned, what are you optimistic about for your company? Is there growth on the horizon? Are you excited to hit a new milestone after the CrossFit Preferred certification? Like, what's next? Are you allowed to share maybe a little bit of secrets?
I love sharing things. I'm an open book. So we have a couple things. One is the CrossFit Preferred Course. That's a big release that's happening. We're revamping the entire mentor training. That will be done by the end of August. That's as far as the mentor program. We're planning on empowering as many people that are passionate about nutrition to help them feel confident as a nutrition coach and giving them all the tools and resources. So that's on that end. The other personal project that we're working on at HSN is all the community efforts that we're doing to kind of give back to the community, help underserved populations. We do monthly nutrition talks for free, and people can listen in on them and just hear about nutrition and get little bite-sized information. We give all the gyms running our program the same nutrition talks with the recording and speaking notes so they can do the same thing as well. We've partnered with a few nonprofits to give these nutrition talks with so they can share it with their communities, which has been really fun. And our kids are writing a kids cookbook that'll be released in the next couple months. We haven't announced that one yet. So that's coming out.
Hey, so do people have to be, or do coaches have to be gym owners to work with you?
We have quite a few standalone nutrition coaches. So quite a few nutrition coaches that have come through with a gym, loved everything that they did, built up the program, but then they moved away. They moved to another state and they're like, Nicole, we still want to do this. We love everything that we were doing. Can we sign up as a standalone? And absolutely, yes, they can. We started in the CrossFit space, but there's Pilates studios. There's lots of different types of gyms now that are running the program. You pair nutrition with any type of fitness, people are going to see better results. So, or nutrition only.
Right. I mean, and because that's really where I wanted to take our discussion, was that, not just micro gym in the coaching space or the gym ownership space. Our platform services a ton of personal trainers, a ton of different martial art facilities, like you said earlier, Pilates and yoga. Whether we have a discussion around sport or fitness or, whatever, nutrition is that baseline. And as you talked about earlier, man, COVID has really shifted a significant population online. And I know so many trainers that nowadays don't have an actual home gym anymore, but they still have this massive pipeline of clientele online. And so if they're looking to get either further education or certification or, a proper mentorship, now that they don't have a home gym anymore, how do they find you? What's the easiest way for them to connect with you if they're either individual trainers, personal trainers, or maybe they no longer work out of their own gym?
Yeah, so we have the standalone course that can be for a gym and a nutrition coach, or standalone. We have more and more standalone people signing up to run nutrition as a additional revenue stream and additional service to maybe open their horizon to people that don't want personal training or don't want Pilates but do want help with nutrition. They would just go to growyournutritionbusiness.com and book a free call with me so that I can chat, learn a little bit more about them.
Okay.
There's a bridge that needs to happen. I am a registered dietitian. I went to school for nutrition, and there's scope of practice within laws about nutrition.
Right.
So, what you can talk about in regards to treating diabetes and pancreatitis and cancer, like that's out of the scope of our program unless you are a registered dietitian. And I do see us helping bridge the gap between gym owners and dietitians. We sent out a survey to CrossFit gyms, and over 1,000 gym owners responded, and 97%, I think 96 or 97% said they don't have a dietitian that they can refer to, that they trust. And that breaks my heart, because if you are sending someone to anyone, how do you know that they have the right credentials and that they can truly help your clients? If we could pair dietitians and gym owners, I think that it would be a really cool way for me to bring both programs full circle.
Yeah, I dig it. I totally dig it. I mean, that was always, a significant shortcoming in our offering back at the gym that I used to operate, was always, trying to find competent or capable individuals who want to run nutrition. And it has only, the word popularized is probably a poor selection for word, but it's only been recent that some folks have stepped up and tried to fill that void. But like I said earlier, when we first opened, very selfishly, I wish, you were around in 2006 and 7, not laughingly, because Rob is still he's a good close friend, but what CrossFit initially offered in that space of nutrition, because it was never ever a real thing. It was like, here's your weekend with Rob Wolf, and go sit down and talk about zone/paleo/ here's what we got, and then it was just information. And so today, gym owners that are opening, or trainers that are progressing through a GM position, or GMs that are buying and becoming gym owners, I wish they would run, not walk, and make that phone call, make that connect with you. If they don't see the front end value of the education, they need to see the long-term value for their customer base, their clients that they actually really care about. No one has been more successful from a client standpoint than those that have paired with good nutrition. So I'm thrilled that you're offering this service, and very selfishly will probably actually call on behalf of my own self so I can learn a lot more. I
think I absolutely love working with gyms that have been around for 10 plus years. It's so fun to take something like, you were so passionate, you were the early adapter, getting people bought in onto a fitness program that no one knew anything about. And, you were able to help so many people, but imagine the results that you would have if people dialed in their nutrition. And that's one of the things that we talk about with our gyms all the time, is you need to clearly guide your potential new clients to the best option that helps them achieve their goals. You're not selling them on nutrition. You're not upselling. We all know that if you dial in your nutrition at the same time that you exercise, you're going to see better results. Totally. So if you can confidently guide your clients to that option, and I think when you talk about who's a good nutrition coach, you mentioned that before, it doesn't necessarily have to be a coach at your gym. Like, don't just throw someone into a role that's not passionate about nutrition. What I always look for is someone that has really good follow through. I do not like micromanaging people. I won't do it. Right. They won't stay on our team for very long. If I have to micromanage, it's not enjoyable for me or for them. And if I have someone that's passionate about nutrition, that can walk the walk and confidently say like, hey, this is what's worked well for me. These are some healthy recipes, and just give some free help, build that rapport and follow through. They're going to start building a client base because people are starting to trust them.
Agreed. Yeah. Trust and confidence, competency, all of that it's a critical component. For some of the younger coaches, they want the now, and they want the fitness, and they want to go hard. And it's like, slow down. There's so much more to think about. Speaking of those that are younger, our audience isn't always very successful. I've had a bunch of emails, some text messages, definitely some connects on Instagram about folks that are struggling.
Yeah.
COVID was, that Louisville slugger that really hammered a bunch of gym owners. And so some folks are just getting up. I mean, here we are, it's August, and we're seeing a downturn in gym owners. Again, they're getting shut down. They have to pivot potentially for a second time. So if you can use today's podcast episode to our audience, some of whom may be struggling personally, struggling professionally, maybe their pilot light is going down. What would you offer them as far as advice or wisdom? Is there anything that you would like to leave as a lasting kind of note that might be the thing that saves somebody's business?
At Healthy Subs Nutrition, we believe something as fundamental as nutrition shouldn't be complicated. And you can provide your clients with simple, actionable steps, whether you're shut down or whether you're open. Many gyms signed up with us when they were shut down as like a last resort. Like, I'm hemorrhaging clients. I don't know what to do. I know if I offer virtual nutrition coaching, it will allow me to keep members. And they actually did a really good job retaining their clients and getting people signed back up for nutrition coaching.
Awesome.
So, you can provide nutrition support, and whether it's with our program or not, like, go listen to our podcast, the Great Nutrition Business Podcast. Go on our website. There's so much free help on there. Yes, of course, we can help you get a program. Most gyms running our program during COVID were launching their program in weeks. It usually takes longer than that, but they were so motivated to get their programs up and running. Use nutrition coaching as your retention strategy. You don't necessarily need to be in person. And if you can keep it simple and your clients can have actionable steps and see the success because they're actually doing it instead of overcomplicating it with too much information at one time, they're going to see results. I mean, we had clients lose 20 plus pounds during our shutdown with COVID. And why was that? It was because they stopped drinking. They had a nutrition coach checking in with them every single week, and we all held each other accountable. I think if we had a gym in Australia, he was open for 24 hours. He was shut for 15 weeks, opened up within 24 hours. He re-shut down, and he said, Nicole, I am thankful that I have you, because now I'll just go right back to nutrition coaching and we're perfectly fine. So it's an easy transition. If you have to get shut back down again, it's proven. We had a really, really good retention strategy with our gyms, and nutrition coaching was at the core of it.
Love it. I totally love it. And well, thank you so much for your time today. I've already learned enough. And I think to myself, like, I've got follow-on questions, and in my mind, I'm like, oh, I've got to send her an email. I've got more things that I want to discuss, but I sincerely appreciate your time. I know you are busy. So for all of our listeners out there today, or those that are watching, please follow up with Nicole. And, of course, anyone so there's a Facebook group. Yes. And there's obviously an Instagram page. They can find you on Instagram as well.
At Great Nutrition Business is our business page. We made a nutrition group, a Facebook group, Nutrition Programs for Gym Owners, which is a free help group. We stream all of the content in there when we do any webinars. So that would be an awesome thing for anyone that's interested in nutrition coaching, to join that group for some free help. And just take one simple step. And if you're not even sure where to start, think about questions that you get asked often. Like, start with the plate method, right? Like, keep it so simple and just take one step forward to help your clients achieve amazing results.
I love it. I love it. Fantastic. Nicole, thank you. From us at Push Press to your team at HSN, I sincerely appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, make sure you like our channel, subscribe, and check out our other videos right here.